Welcome back to Athletic Everyday Day number 157. Today I decided that I was going to land a round-off backflip. There was a guy who commented on one of my videos a while back saying I should try and do a round-off backflip, and I have attempted them in the past, but never actually landed one. So for those of you that don't know, a round-off backflip is when you do kind of like a cartwheel, like an explosive cartwheel, whereas you come down with your feet, you land facing backwards, and then you sort of jump backwards, just like I did there. And from that cartwheel, you then gain extra momentum, extra bounce off the floor to get higher on the backflip. So you don't have to have as much arm swing, and the backflip looks a lot more explosive, and you can actually get a little bit more airtime, as opposed to if you're just doing it from a standing backflip. And the problem I've had with this in the past is that I sort of lose confidence when I'm about to do that jump. See, I'm sort of like stopping myself there because I'm not certain I'm able to get myself over. And I've watched a bunch of tutorials about how to sort of like ease yourself into the flip, but the way I did it was, because I already know how to backflip, it's just separating out cartwheel, then backflip, cartwheel, then backflip. And I tried it multiple times, sort of like doing it a little bit slower, doing a little bit less of a hop in between the cartwheel and the backflip, until eventually I was able just to do it as just one straight thing. And oh my God, it felt so good when I finally got this, because it's just a trick that is, if you've ever tried learning anything difficult, any kind of like difficult physical thing especially, it just feels so amazing when you finally get it, because it's like you've just learned a cheat code for how to do something really awesome with your body, and then you just can't stop doing it. Like I probably did this in total about 10 times after I did it, because I was just like proving to myself that I could still do it, and I was getting better and better at it, getting more and more explosive. Figured I'd do one coming towards the camera. Wasn't really in line, but man, that felt good. And then this one was okay. I think it's one of these next couple. It gets really good because I start adding more and more speed into it. Because once you get confident with the landing, you can add more speed into the approach. Yeah, that one was pretty good. See how much more airtime I got on that one. This one was pretty decent as well. So yeah, that was a good way to do a warm-up before I did a dunk session. So dunk session, again, all on 9.6 today. I feel like I wasn't jumping that high when I came into the session. I think I probably, literally when I came in off the flips, I didn't do any other warm-up. That was literally just flips, then I walked through my house and then just went straight to the hoop. So I probably could have done a little bit more like jump specific warm-up, but I would have thought that doing sort of backflips, round off backflips would be decent enough potentiation for these dunks. But the best way to warm up for dunking, I guess, is dunking. So as the session went on, I did start jumping higher, and I experimented with doing some off the dribble and some without the dribble, and actually found that I think I might actually be jumping higher when I don't do a dribble, when I sort of just bring the ball in, because I don't have to worry about the timing with the bounce. But let me know what you guys think if I'm jumping higher off without a dribble or with a dribble. But yeah, that went pretty well. Dunks went pretty good. Probably ended up doing something like 20-25 approaches, and at most I probably made about 15-20 of them. Every single plant, right hand, left, right, left, all the combinations, off the dribble, not off the dribble, two-handers. So yeah, tried to do 2 of everything. Then moved into some power cleans. Cleans. So I'm doing a complex here where I do high hang power clean into high hang full clean. And yeah, today cleans went pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with the way the weight moved. One thing I did notice about my form is that I don't jump my feet out enough. And it's okay on lighter weights when you're at a lower percentage of your 1RM. But as you get heavier and heavier, you sort of lose that breathing room with the form, where your form has to be like absolutely perfect. And if you're doing some kind of movement that's inefficient, then generally you'll find that you just struggle on the higher weights. So yeah, 80 kilos here was absolutely fine. You can still see here I'm not really jumping my feet out that much, and it's fine at this weight. But when I start getting heavier, on towards like 105, 110, which were the top sets, when I get into that clean, I was getting pinned in the hole every single time, and I wasn't utilizing that bounce out of the bottom position. The hang power clean was going fine. Like I was always catching it pretty well. I don't think I missed a hang power clean today, but I missed a hang full clean. So it's got to be something to do with my turnover phase and how much I'm able to utilize the bottom position of that squat and really bounce out of it to make the most of that stretch shortening cycle. So this is 105, got pin in the bottom. I mean, I'm confident enough with these weights, but I feel like not being able to trust that bottom position in the hole is really going to limit me from going heavier and heavier in my full clean. Because my max hang power clean and my max power clean is like 115, and my max clean at the moment, realistically, is probably something like 122.5 or even 125. And that small of a discrepancy between power and full just suggests that I'm just not very comfortable with the squatting position. And I've got a lot of good pulling strength. You know, I can get the bar really high, but it's actually being able to stand up the clean and being able to make the most of that stretch shortening cycle at the bottom is what I'm struggling with. Here's 110. You know, that's pretty darn good for a high hang power clean for me. Considering I weigh, what, 83 kilos, 84 kilos right now. That's, you know, 1.2, 1.3 times body weight. But then it's just that full clean. I really struggle with it. I'm not gonna make the excuse of anatomy, because it's not anatomy. It's just technique and form. Haven't trained full cleans as much in the past, and, you know, full hang cleans in the past as much. So I worked up to a couple more sets of. I think this is the set where I missed the 110 in the bottom. Again, it's not like I'm not getting high enough, I'm not getting the bar in position. It's literally just because I didn't get underneath it in time. That was probably one of the best hang power cleans of the day. And then I think this was the last one that I did. And from memory, if memory serves correctly, then this one went pretty well as well. I was trying to get a little bit wider with my feet in this position, and I managed to make it up. So that's good. Then last part of the workout were just these oscillating quarter squats. Making sure that I do them on the front of my body in the front right position to make sure that I load up my quads a lot more, force myself to push the knees further out in front of me, otherwise I lose the bar. It's a little bit easier to want to load up my glutes when I put the bar on my back, so that's why I'm doing this in the front right position. And yeah, 3 sets of 10 here, 3 sets of 10 with 80. You don't really need to load these that heavily because you're dropping and you're actually utilizing the momentum of the bar coming down with gravity. The bar has to accelerate down, you have to decelerate that. Because obviously, if you do, it would seem like, oh yeah, just 80 kilos is making the weight, it makes the weight really light, especially if you've got like a max back squat of, you know, for me, in my instance, is 170. This can't seem like that much load, but because of the extra momentum of the bar, and the bar is accelerating downwards with gravity, when you have to apply that braking force in the bottom, you are getting a good amount of eccentric loading, eccentric rate of force development, having to slow the bar down and then reverse that really quickly. It is a very beneficial exercise. Well, we'll see if it's beneficial if you see my vertical jump starting to increase. Now, these, I guess you could call them sissy squats, or like super duper high elevated heel squats, focusing on targeting my quads, you know, really pushing my knees forwards over my toes, staying nice and upright with the torso. They weren't on the program, but I felt like doing them afterwards just to get a nice pump in my legs, most notably my knees. You know, full range of motion, flexion at the knee, you know, cheeks to sneaks, as knees over toes guy would say, or, you know, ass to grass. Full hamstring covering the calf is like the best way to bulletproof your knees, to prevent them from becoming sore from, you know, doing high volume jumping like I'm doing in this phase of the program. And the last thing I want is to have severe knee pain, because that's going to stop me from jumping. So you've got to make sure that you take care of your joints with work like this. So yeah, I don't even know what I'd call this exercise. I guess you call it like slant board, like weighted squats, slant board, VMO squats, full range of motion, knee flexion squats, whatever you want to call them. After those, I finished up with some bent leg calf raises, and that's pretty much it for the workout. I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt like a great workout. I felt like I did a lot today, especially like the mental engagement from learning a new skill, that round off backflip. And, you know, what's very difficult about that is having to overcome the fear of failure in that. But I think all in all, this was like one of my favorite workouts. Definitely one of my most athletic days so far. Learning a new trick, doing some dunks, going relatively heavy in the cleans, the high hang power cleans, high hang cleans. It just felt like this is closer to the sort of work that I want to be doing, and this is closer to the level I want to be with my athleticism. These are the sort of areas I want to get better at: tricking, weightlifting, vertical jump. These are all like sort of things that I thoroughly enjoy doing, and I want to just get better and better and better at them. So hopefully as the summer progresses, you'll see me starting to work a little bit more on tricking, maybe working on that round off a little bit more, working on the technique, maybe starting looking at some more complex tricks that I can do. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate the support on the channel, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one.